G'day everyone, Chris Houston here and Dan Hunt from the Mental Health Movement. We've got some upcoming webinars and workshops with the Illawarra Academy of Sport and their proactive mental health resilience workshops. Dan and I were both lucky enough to have long and successful careers in the NRL and we wish we knew a lot of this stuff earlier because it does definitely help you perform better on the field and manage your mental health day to day. Dan, I might throw to you. Mate, what are some of the main things initially we want them to get out of these interactive workshops?
Yeah, I think the first and foremost part is understanding that mental health and mental illness are not the same thing. And if you've got a brain in your head, you have a mental health. So that is the way you think, the way you act, and the way you feel. And understanding that in relation to just managing yourself as a person's going to help, but also manage yourself as a young athlete is going to help, because a lot of the things with performances, you do get nervous, you overthink things, you may create scenarios in your head that may never happen, those nerves, all those different things, which look, are natural to a degree. But if you can understand your own mental health and how you do think and feel and what does affect you and how it affects you, it's going to give you some really good insights in what you can put in place to not control or get rid of, but to be able to better manage. And the better you manage your mental health, the better you manage yourself and the better athlete you'll be.
Yep. There's little tips we're going to talk about around self-care, and it's important that we're looking after our well-being both before events and after events. Number one, before events, so we can get ourselves in the best condition to perform well, but then also after events when it comes to recovery, when it comes to relaxing, or when it comes to bouncing back from those performances that don't go our way sometimes. Injuries as well are another big part of it. So life, it isn't one smooth sailing road. There will be ups and downs, especially in competitive sport, but it's about knowing what to do when things don't go well so we can navigate a bad performance or a result that didn't go our way and use that to our strength. You were lucky enough, Dan, to play under Wayne Bennett. He's still coaching in the NRL now with the Dragons. What were some of the things that he taught you to keep things simple so you could bounce back and focus on that next game?
Yeah, look, I think that there's a lot and you can't really put it into a nutshell, but the two elements I want to speak of is one, the recalibrating exercise, which is part of this mental health resilience workshop, is if you're not really happy with the place that you're at, how you're traveling both on and off the field, court, or whatever the sport is that you play, there's three elements that you can address. And they're the habits, the routines, the elements that you put in place for yourself on a daily basis. And if you address those in terms of doing positive coping strategies, positive self-care, as opposed to the negative ones, you're going to be in a better place. The next one is looking at the five closest people to you, the people you spend most of your time with, whether it's at school, whether it's at home, whether it's outside of any of those, because we are a representation of those people that we spend most of our time with. So it's about addressing and making sure we've got those positive supports and positive role models in place. And the last one is just managing what we call the self-talk. And it's what you say to yourself about yourself when you're by yourself. So a lot of the times after a bad performance, we may tell ourselves we're not good enough, or that we should have done this, we should have played better, and we beat ourselves up. So it is just about better managing that self-talk and that negative dialogue that we sometimes have. So the other element I want to touch on, I guess, that I learned from Wayne that really does help is around focus. And that's one of the mindsets that we touch on in this workshop as well. But it's around focusing on the things that obviously that are in your control. But we get so nervous about all the things out of our control, coaches, weather, performance, the other team, the referees, these different elements, where those things are out of our control. But what we can control is our actions. And what he used to get me to focus on was focusing on what you do when you're playing your best. So whatever sport that is that you're involved in is looking at what do you do, what actions do you do, or what is it that you do when you are playing your best, and focusing on those things and trying to do those to the best of your ability, because that is a choice. And from that, you can really build a positive performance both on and off the field.
Very good. So this workshop, it's got something for you in it. It's not just for people who are going through a struggle or managing poor mental health. It's for everyone. And the better we manage our mental health, the better outcomes we get with our overall well-being, but especially that relates to performance as well. So we hope we see you at the sessions. You can reach out to us if need be, but we really look forward to catching up with you all soon.
I think the other part is also that this isn't just a one-off or a box tick. It is part of an ongoing strategy where kind of coaches, managers, support staff will also be doing some accredited training to be able to help them be that better support to the people that they're looking after. So myself, Chris, and the Mental Health Movement, we're super pumped to be able to work with each and every one of you and give back to I guess what we love so much, which is sport.
See you all soon. Thanks.